I just told the guys, I was like, hey, just a hint from an old guy. Winning and doing these interviews is a heck of a lot easier than where we were, and that takes me to what you told the team. You'll never be able to appreciate where you are if you haven't been to the complete bottom. Yep. And we went to the complete bottom, but we went to the bottom, and we have been talking about in our broadcast of building the foundation, you're building the walls, building the framework. You're getting to move in that home now, and you're getting to see the fruits of your labor.
Yeah, I mean, our guys, sometimes I wish our Troy faithful could come watch them practice, and you can see it wasn't, there was a lot of really good things happening before and early, but not enough good things. The pace of our practice, the load in which the numbers we put up on our catapult system, the pace in which we're moving, the joy that is in our building right now, and how they are accepting coaching, moving, and how just the sound of it, the building sounds different. That's what winning does, and sooner or later, you got to have that to create more belief in what's there. Sooner or later, you have to see some results, and they're seeing them, and that is addicting, and we're behaving like a team that wants to continue.
So before we talk about the offense, I think one thing, and so many people from the outside want to focus on how many points you scored and what was on the scoreboard, which is important because you are judged ultimately wins and losses too. But what's really stood out to me since coming out of that locker room at Arkansas State is how well, you gave up some yardage here and there, but how well this defense is playing.
They're playing at a high level now. I've said it all week, and we have to continue to stress it, but the fact is, you're exactly right. We have better leverage to our defense. We have better levels to our defense. We're attacking the football better. We're tackling better. All those things are happening, and we look like a real outfit that's tied to each other and tied together.
All right, let's go to the final play call there. You call the timeout, you run it down. You had third down, minute 25 on the clock. Walk through the process of that decision play call. Passionate, because I was saying run the ball on the clock. I said, that's why I'm not the OC. Jerry had it exactly right. Find the tight end, move the change, and don't leave any doubt in the ball game. You did that.
Yeah, I just think for where we are and all that's been invested at this point, it was just, those are tough calls. Offensive staff talked. We all got on the headset and said, hey, what do we think, fellas? Let's go try to seal this thing. And everybody agreed. It was the call. Our staff did a great job up top. Coach Rayner on down through Carbine and Riggs just to say, let's go win this game. Our guys were pumped to do it. They executed at a high level. I think it was something that probably caught them off guard, too. We got a nice, easy layup throw, and Brody Dalton did a great job securing the football.
So many things we've seen throughout the season when we've had a couple negative things go against us, we didn't respond well to it. And I think that was the immaturity of a growing product and team. Tonight you come out with almost an 8-minute drive to start the game, come away with no points. You had 8 penalties to 2 at half. There was so much things to overcome, but you fall only down by 3. Talk about how this team has becoming even more resilient week in and week out, and being able to flush the negatives instead of letting them pile up and have consecutive negative plays.
You're spot on. I mean, it's something that you have to go through that fire. Like, hell, we say battle ready, right? We're battle tested. Our guys have seen the worst of the worst, and now the best of the best. I think it gives you some abilities to have some real, I guess what would it be, like a real feeling of knowing, okay, I can reflect on this and understand how we get out of it. And we're getting out of it and responding, I think, in a way to each other as opposed to worrying about ourselves. Better. It's something to respond with teammates when you have everybody pulling together, and I think that's the fundamental difference in how we're playing.
Let's talk about the growth of Matthew real quick over the last several weeks. One thing that stood out tonight as well too is Georgia Southern made an effort in the second half. They were going to do, you may beat me, but you're going to have to throw the ball broken.
Yeah.
On that drive that got us back to lead in 21-17. Those big passes vertically downfield. Talk about, I took that as your confidence and Sean's confidence in the play call and Matthew's abilities. You can see it growing in front of us, and he was able to execute.
Yeah, again, you're exactly right. Like, how do you allow a guy to play in himself, within himself and his abilities, and let him also grow the right way? It's our job, and we probably maybe didn't consider it that way earlier, and we're still trying to find who was the guy after Goose was done. And as he's grown, it's exactly right. We've learned him better, but also he is learning how to execute and do our offense better and put us in a position where he can execute at our level, and then you give him more. So you give him more in this game. He has to throw the ball, I think, 32 times instead of 18 times last week. We kind of knew that would be the case, and he handled it.
Last thing before we look forward next week to Louisiana, I know you knew that the drive there at the end, the guy that really sealed it. 16 plays, but it took 8 minutes and 11 seconds off the clock. How big was that, not only to get points, but take so much time off the clock?
It's huge. The time and points were equal, but huge for us to put together a game-winning drive like that. That's a statement drive for the whole football team. The physicality and which we played with it, our guys' belief, the sideline energy, all of it. I think that's just such a big moment, huge moment for us to finish a game with that physicality and take that amount of time off. It's a back-breaking drive, and it's something that you live for on offense.
Coming into this game, Georgia Southern was leading the Eastern Division. Now an opportunity in front of this team again next week to even grow and see how many more steps we can take in the right direction, going to Western Division, leading Louisiana, who's even better than the bunch we played here today. Another opportunity.
Huge opportunity. You know, they've done such a fine job and had a great year. We've seen crossover tape on them to understand how good they really are. They've been great with turnover margin. They've been phenomenal in the run game and controlling turnover margin, points per possession. They've been great at it, so we'll have to bring our best.
All right, I'll let you get out of here because you got some business to take care of later on the way back, don't you? Have some fun on the way back. Congratulations, back-to-back wins for the first time as head coach. I know it feels good.
Oh, it's called a winning streak.
Yes, let's go for the hat trick next week in Louisiana. How's that?
We'll do our best. Appreciate it.
All right, thanks a lot, Coach.
Thank you all.
Congratulations.